You know that meme that says, based on all my clothes, my fashion sense is pet hair? That's me today. Bunnies. So when you're picking out an inspiration image for an award scroll for the SCA, one of the things that you want to look for is composition and complexity. And you don't always have to pick the most complex thing in the world. And while this is absolutely stunning, it is going to drive you nuts. Okay? If you can, okay, you could totally do this. This is fine. But if you look through it, you're going to find that there are some things that are a little bit simpler and will work out a little bit better for you just in the long run. I have a scroll assignment right now that I need to pick a decoration to go with, and I want something in it, kind of like the bird. This is kind of neat too. You could put like a little badge or something in there. The strawberries are a good Athelmark thing. A lot more birds. If you were planning on doing something like this, you have to do that ahead of time rather than just writing the text block. I just wrote a text block because I had very little room. And I'm thinking that I might go with one of these like this and put the little badge in for the award that the person is getting, because that is just pretty. And oh look, they have a little bunny there. That's super cute. I'm definitely not going to do something like this, even though it fits that text block format. Okay, so here's the text block, and I could just take what's around here. And obviously we don't want to do things like this because they're just text, and it's not as much fun for the recipient. You want something that really looks good, unless your recipient is one of those people who just loves really good calligraphy, and then just hit it up with a few bits of gold or something like that, and they will be absolutely delighted. But for the most part, you want something that is a little bit more blingy. That one is quite nice. I like the little X format that's happening there. Now, there is a language of flowers, and that has a lot of religious references in it. If your recipient likes that type of stuff, go ahead and load it up. A lot of people just don't know about it, so it's not really worth doing. Apparently we're really into strawberries and birds in this book. Oh, there's a snail. I love snails. And this is a good opportunity for a portrait. You can do a portrait of royalty or your recipient. Here's a cattle or caudal. I don't know how to say that word. It's a fancy letter. Very cool stuff. So even if you didn't have paint, you could do some ink work like that. So at this point, just flipping through, I think I have a pretty good idea of what I want to do for this recipient, and it's something along these lines. And I think I am going to put some foodstuffs in it. So I think I like this, where we'll put the little badge of the order that the person is going in, and then I'll put some foodstuffs in, like the strawberries or something along those lines, because this is it's a foodie person, and they're getting the award for food. So just looking through this, I'm starting to get an idea of what we want to do. And I'm just looking for something that I find attractive in terms of the composition, because of course I have to amuse myself as well. I'm doing this for free. You gotta have it where you enjoy it. I actually really like this, but I'm not going to do that one for this person. I think I gotta go back and pick one of the others. Now, there's also these story bits right here, so you could actually tell a story. And again, this would just be your text block without the major illustration. So you have that potential to tell a story in figures. That one's actually pretty nice, but it doesn't have that little box that I'm looking for. I actually really like this one. I like the blue and the red. It's the red, white, and blue together. Yeah. And that's it. So I'm going to go back through it and choose the one that I want. And I will come back and show you which one I decided on. Okay, I've decided on folio 50. I like this almost like a vase type shape. It's got some strawberries up top, and I can toss some raspberries or something like that down here. I like the balance of the acanthus leaves, and because this looks so much like a serving jug, I may actually turn it into a serving jug, and then we'll put the order device on that. So I'm pretty happy with it. I think we're good to go. So I'm back the next day and the scroll is finished. Mostly I'm debating as to whether or not to make something fancy happen over here. I think I'm just going to leave it. I need to mail it out, and yeah. So the text box, you can see that here, and the text went in. I put a little bit of gold in, just like what's in the original manuscript. I did not do any big fancy letters on it because I was pretty sure that I was going to have just enough room to get all of the required information in. There was a pencil box over this way, and I did not leave that line in, but you can also see how the modeling on the page starts to almost look like marble. We've got our foodstuffs, which are nice and subtle. Don't ask me what kind of berries these are, I don't know. Raspberries, strawberries. We got the vase with the silver buckle on it, which is what the award badge is. And then the pertinent text information, which is basically stripped down about as far as it can go. This was written with iron gall ink, and I ended up recutting the quill because this, you can see this word right here is just awful. I stopped writing right there because the quill was splitting, and I actually ended up cutting a completely different quill and just matched up the thickness of it, so hopefully it's not too different. I'm not a huge fan of that, but I'm not going to scrape it out because I think it won't be better if I scrape it out. I think it's fine as it is. And so yeah, it just needs a signature and a delivery. So that is it for the text box. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this.